The children are the future. It's as cruel as it might sound. Humanity has no future. It is dark and evil, and only a fool would seek to find his life in this future. The Bible was right about that. Blessed are the wombs that never bore. In a world run by sickos and criminals, where everyone is sick and no one wants to admit it, and they go as far as to single out and drug those who live in reality, who hone pure sun temple, black African martial arts spirit. Human nature certainly is defined by the most righteous philosophies found in Africa, when all philosophies have their roots in Africa. All religions. All of them are sick, but the truth. And I am the truth. The book of anger, from the book of the Sith. I believe you die for the Creator or die as dogs. In fact, this is the only logical assumption, the only logical conclusion, the only logical path. Let's see why that is. It can be chopped up to 3 words: delusion, crazed, and panic. These are the 3 key words in the 3 steps Palpatine has laid out to convert people. These steps are certainly mirrored in society. They're mirrored in the West, the East, all over the world. These are the steps that get people to breed in the wrong direction and to actively support that reproductive cycle. Certainly one is better off being a bum and contributing minimally to the world than to be actively participating, much less to be wealthy and seen as cool because of the conformity, mind you. I'm pretty much the only exception. You're an idiot if you don't think that I'm a great man. You're a fucking fool. I have no time for that. Let's get into this. Number 1. First, they must be tempted. The strong-willed always have something they desire, or something they possess that they fear to lose. They will see their drive to protect this item as noble. By encouraging this delusion, a puppet is made. Dog star, puppet. A pup, chaos. Okay? They will see their drive to protect themselves, their race, their religion, their family as noble. This is delusional. What are you protecting them from? A life of dishonor, a life of activities that an honorable man would execute his own family for. Capital punishment is the just recompense for these kind of iniquities. And no, it's not because the Christian, oh no, this is logical. If you are contributing to mass murder, rape, pedophilia on a large scale, you deserve to be executed. What kind of a piece of filth are you? Again, first they must be tempted. The strong-willed always have something they desire, or something they possess that they fear to lose. They will see this drive to protect this item as noble, this family, this race, this religion, this country. By encouraging this delusion, it is delusional. Your family is a result of ill-gotten gains, and they are going to build the New World Order with sickos, with Bill Gates, with Rockefeller's family, with the Rothschilds, with the Waltons, with sick, delusional pedophiles sponsoring trash that are probably pedophiles themselves. That is delusion. To put a delusional family that will certainly remain delusional over the will of the Creator and the principles of good is delusional. It is sick. The fact that I even have to emphasize this, and I do know that I have to emphasize it, is rather unfortunate, disconcerting, and unacceptable. Wake up. Stop being asleep to sleep with someone, because you're asleep. Moving on. Second, the puppets must be tested by creating an immediate danger. The war on terror, gangs, drugs, the rape culture, what have you, or placing the subjects in peril, they will be forced to make a decision. Crazed by fear and the mere thought of losing what they hold dear. What about my family? I'm fucking crazy now. I'm fucking a bitch, Crazed by fear and the mere thought of losing what they hold dear. My darling, they will do anything that is asked of them, if only to preserve their most cherished desires. Love the Lord thy God with all your mind, all your heart, all your being, all your soul. This is why it's said. Even the Jedi teach emotional attachment to family is wrong, because this is what the enemy does. And believe me, the Jedi are like the bitches who conform to evil to live and to make themselves feel good. The Jedi are best described as the spirit of feminism. The feminism dominating the liberals. A bunch of thong-wearing ninnies. Gender-neutral Baphomet trash. I have no tolerance for that kind of weakness. That kind of crazed delusion and sickness. The third one relies on panic. Third, they must be forced to submit. A moment will arise when they will take a step too far, in panic or fear. They will hurt others or commit a crime in such a way the outside world will never forgive. You will contribute to building the New World Order. And if they knew your role, would they forgive you? After that moment, there is no return from the dark side. Some who have been ensnared will choose to end their lives. That's why there's a lot of suicide rate. Mental health tries to intervene and try to see what they can do to control life or death themselves, to keep people from transcending the system and doing something that causes their death a threat to themselves or others. 5150, California Code. Some who have been snared, okay. Most, however, will accept their new role as new warriors of the dark side. One life, the A life, right? One, the first letter, okay, has ended, and a better one has begun. The Greek phoenix, it used to be the Egyptian Ben bird that would alight. It has to do with the phallic symbol of Ra, the obelisk of Ra, and the temple at On, or Heliopolis. The Bennu bird, the Ben bird, right? The phoenix is a red version of that. And that Bennu bird is an incomplete idea at best as it is. They just went in the pure evil direction of it with the Greeks, which is the foundation, the checkered floor foundation of Western society. The evil submission of the non-martial artist, non-Sun Temple woman to evil. Okay? The flesh of the children of Ra mean nothing. We do not cherish that, but the spirit. If you do something that is a capital crime, if it is a crime against God and humanity and the principles of good, you should be executed. You are cut off from heaven. These are the facts. If I told it any differently, I too would be cut off from Ra, the Creator. It's stupid not to see it this way. It is delusional. It is the result of crazed and panic-filled behavior not to see it this way. This is what it means to be a coward. A fool. A coward is a fool. Even in the Bible, we have Peter, right? He said, "You will deny me 3 times." He's like, "Look, I'm not a bitch. I would never do that. Why are you saying that about me?" And when he did, the story goes, he found his mistake and he was crucified upside down, which is also the symbol of the sword. I came to bring the divine order. And even the person who is the rock, who I build my church on, must submit to this martial arts order of Ra, is the true moral of the story. You will die, one way or another. Your children will die, one way or another. It is a fool that values the flesh. Nature shows us our skin is shedding all the time. We become old. We're no longer, we're babies and we're adolescents and so on and so forth. We get older, teenagers, blah, 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 adults, old people, senior citizens. Son, I, or the cowardice. Senior. Nature of man and woman. The mistake started with man. But only woman can correct it by submitting to me. If they don't, the sun gate is closed, and I assure you on this trajectory, it will close. It started with men not manning up, not putting women in the place that God put them in, their natural place. They carry the children, we don't. They breastfeed the children, we don't. They are supposed to be in the home raising the child. If they object to that, certainly it is because they are evil. That is their natural place. Granted, if men aren't worthy mates, it starts to question where your place really is. And ultimately, it leads the wise woman to death. You will die one way or another. Mind, body, and soul. Which one do you think the Sun Temple values the most? The lukewarm bitches value the mind. The Sun Temple values the soul, the spirit. First, women caused men to lust. And keep in mind, the three are connected. But if you have to choose one, you don't, he's smart, so I'm going to follow him. And you don't even follow the right form of intelligence. That's a yin-yang bitch mistake. First, women caused men to lust and to see the potential to capture them and build with them in an evil way. So men saw, hey, look, there's these attractive women and they're fucking cowards. They're not killing themselves as the Temple of Ra taught them to. They don't have a Sun Temple philosophy, but they're sexy. Okay? Then they started teaming up with some of these witch bitches. Okay? Second, man did not breed righteous women. When they saw that, they're like, look, come over here, but throw, the rape of the Sabines, right? Who's left? What that led to is the women that get it are dead. They're gone. They're not breeding anybody. You have these escort-like prostitutes, right? A prostitute is someone who a pimp has forced one way or another to do what he wants and to have sexual behavior that he desires. He's a piece of shit. She's a dumb bitch. You ask her, what kind of a dumb bitch? She's a dumb bitch. Western society is dumb bitches. We'll get to that. The current problem. Modern women are variations of escorts, strippers, mail order brides, prostitutes, sluts, and bitches because of their breeding habits and sexual behavior. When a man says, you're a bitch for not sleeping with me, it's a half truth. Part of him is a decent person who's being ripped off by an evil society, a Luciferian and Satanist-run society. And she is part of a reproductive cycle where women sleep with the most evil of scum. For her not to sleep with him is being a halfway bitch. Because that person is half evil. So you're only a bitch for not sleeping with him relative to who you are sleeping with. Under what terms you're supposed to sleep with him, the marriage, this is part of why it's a half bitch, not all the way the bitch. Okay? Because he's right to think that you should value the good in him over the evil in the corporate scum and the conformist filth. Okay? The more conformist filth, rather. She's an all-the-way bitch because ultimately her greater reproductive behavior shows her lack of judgment, and what kind of a sniveling coward bitch would breed in the direction of Luciferianism? What kind of a detestable, unworthy of my toenail clippings type of whore? My goodness! For me to have to point this out! Disgraceful! Fourth, in the current reproductive cycle, society cannot progress morally in a civilized manner with women playing stupid. But it could with men, with the majority of men, since the righteous would simply reproduce with the women because they're not playing stupid, and the bad man wouldn't. We can survive with the masses of men playing stupid. The spirit of Ra, first and foremost, can survive with men playing stupid, even if every last one of them does. Because then humanity goes extinct and all that's left is Ra. Fine. If one or two guys reproduce and all that's left is the few children of Ra, fine. But we cannot survive with women playing stupid. We're almost out of time. Fifth, people have accepted Western conceptions of intelligence, the coward nerd and the dumbed down practical brulee. They are too stupid and they lack the heart, which when wisdom requires heart first and foremost to do the right thing. So yes, the modern woman is a slut, an evil harlot, and a bitch. and men are fucking cowards as well.